So I know these are meant to be little teasers for the episode upcoming, but today I owe you a thank you. What am I talking about? As I say this, we're on 930 subscribers. We've literally gained about 200 or so in the past week, which is absolutely incredible. More than 200, I think, as well, which is the insane part of it. So to everyone that is new around here and subscribed to the channel recently, I do thoroughly appreciate it, and I really do thank you all for joining me on this Lincoln Loco adventure. And of course, if you watch all the other videos as well, the experiments and stuff, I thank you for that as well. But thank you for coming on to the Lincoln Loco stuff, because this is my favourite stuff, if I'm being honest with you. So thank you very much. Let's get into the episode today. I don't want to say thank you again, even though I just said it. You know, I'm breaking things already. Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco. Today, Aston Villa and Reading are the teams that we are up against in the Championship. Since we last here, things not the best once again, unfortunately. Last time you were here, Millwall and Stoke, a 1-0 win over Millwall and a 2-1 loss to Stoke. We followed it up with a 3-0 loss to Bolton in a game where we really were very, very poor. It's a game that we should have been more competitive in, really, but we just weren't. Did not play well at all. We again came up against Newcastle, though. Completely different side. I'd argue a lot better than Bolton. However, we did beat them 1-0. So it just kind of shows how inconsistent we are. We can beat some of the best teams in the league. We can also succumb to a mediocre side in this league as well, I think. After that, though, we played the same formation against Leeds, thinking it might do us some good. But we lost to Leeds 5-1 in, I think, the poorest performance we've had all season so far. I mean, there is a fair bit of red, but we've been competitive in most games. This game, I don't want to talk about it. It was that bad, really. Sheffield United at home was the next game. We were very, very unlucky to concede a goal there. It had a draw written all over it, really. Not much going on, but it was very, very even, and they just got lucky towards the end there. So, unfortunately, lost that game, but I think we should have got a point at least there. And then Blackburn, last time out, we won 1-0. Ashley Fletcher scoring late on in that game to secure the 3 points for us, which we desperately needed at that point. If we look at the table, we're still fighting bravely against relegation, which is what the board expects us. And we're not just fighting bravely, we're doing very well, actually. We're sitting 16th in the table on 23 points. A whole 7 points clear of Blackburn in 22nd. So 7 points clear at this stage, 20 games of the season, I think is pretty good going for us, considering the quality of players we have. I have had a few job offers, though, since you were last here. They've been a bit varied. If we type interview, because I just offered interviews, basically. As you can see here, West Ham offered me the interview. They are currently 19th in the Premier Division, so that would have been a step up, but obviously this is Lincoln, so we can't go there. Alternatively, Nottingham Forest of League One, 9th in League One, offered me the job. So a big calibre difference there. Crystal Palace, it's not here anymore, it was quite a while ago now, but Crystal Palace also offered me a job interview. They obviously watched the 0 to Hero save I did last season, at my journeyman save. We spent a little while at Crystal Palace before moving on to Roma. So obviously they'd watched that and wanted me back because I did such a good job with them then. But of course, this is just Lincoln, so we had to stay with Lincoln. Right then, this is the side that is coming up against Aston Villa today. We lost to them early on in the season, 3-0 in the Carabao Cup third round. But we weren't particularly bothered about that. We weren't playing a full-strength side, basically. Because Joe Lumley has been a bit indifferent in recent games, Ted Smith is coming in for one of his first appearances of the season, really, which is a little bit risky, if I'm being honest with you. But he's here. He's here now. Spur, Howkins and Bostwick make that back four. House, who is the best one we've got, central defender we've got, has had a string of poor performances recently. If you look at this form, a 6.7, a 4.8, which was in 57 minutes as well, may I add. That's how bad he was that game, and a 6.6, and didn't use him against Blackburn, and we wouldn't against Blackburn, got a clean sheet. So there's my thinking there. Lenz and Roberts as wing-backs, Byers and Craig Gardner in the middle, although Craig Gardner's only there because I've promised him game time recently, and that's the only reason he's there. Otherwise, I would have the other guy that we brought in, Tarf and Schoffer in there, maybe Alex Woodyard, Moses McCasey, Liam. I mean, there's better midfielders than him, if we're being honest, but I've promised him game time, so I've got to give it to him. Charles Lee also starting in the attacking midfield position. We're starting him over McGeehan a little bit more recently, just because McGeehan's not been performing too much recently, so let's try and give this other guy who's on loan a little go. And then, of course, Big T and Fletcher starting up front as per usual. Right, kick-off then against Aston Villa. And this is a must-win game for us. We want to be getting away from that relegation zone. I know we're 7 points clear. I know that's quite good going at this stage of the season. 20 games and nearly halfway, actually. However, we do want to be a bit further away because at some point, I'm just preparing for the point when suddenly all form is going to go, all morale is going to go downhill. We won't be able to get a win from anywhere. So I want to get as many points clear of the relegation zone as possible. 50 points is roughly what you need when they say in the Football League. 50 points is roughly what you need. So that is our target. As long as we can get those 50 points as quickly as possible, I will be absolutely delighted. Still nothing happening much, though, in this half so far. This is actually the first highlight now. It looks like into Aston Villa. Green picks the ball up, but Roberts makes an interception but loses it again. And Grealish on the ball back in towards these other Aston Villa players who passed it around the edge of the area nicely. Green has now got some space to put a ball into middle. Cleared by Howkins, but only as far as Green. He puts it to Grealish, who was left all alone in the box and had all the time in the world to have a shot. And now Aston Villa have gone 1-0 up in this game, which is not the plan. Another corner now coming in for Aston Villa. We've cleared it away there, but only as far as Aston Villa players, and it's come straight back to us now. That danger man Green once again with the ball, puts it out to his... Oh, he didn't. He put it into Calvert-Lewin, who somehow managed to score a goal there. But they had a winger right here in so much space. I thought it was going to go to him. But again, is that their second shot of the game now, I think? Their third. So Ted Smith has made the one save. But this is not what we wanted at all. We're going to have to have some serious words at half-time, I think. Alright, I'm going to go aggressive, I think. Aggressive. I expect a much better showing from you in the second half. We need to start getting up the pitch a little bit more. So we're going to put our wing-backs onto attack as well. And then we're going to actually go for an attacking mentality in the second half. We'll go a bit more fluid as well. Maybe this might just create a little bit more movement, the little bit more creative spark we need to try and get ourselves back in this game, because we've got to try something now. I mean, we've made the attacking changes, but now Aston Villa have a free kick, although we've cleared it, and now Charles Lee can come up the pitch now. He gets himself tackled, though, so all the hope of a counter-attack is now off the cards as Green wins the ball back. Oh, no, we've won the ball back now, so I'm going to stop talking, because every time I say things like, they've won the ball, we've won the ball, it just switches hands again. The ball has been put into the area, and Fletcher can't quite get on there. That was a good opportunity for us. I feel like that was what the highlight was for, though. I'm ready for it to go off now. It's not. We've won the ball, though. No, we haven't. Calvert-Lewin picks the ball up. Howkins couldn't win his header there. He's meant to be like a huge guy, but can't. What the hell has Ted Smith just done there? I don't know if you just saw that. Ted Smith should have caught that, but he just put it to the feet of Davis, who's managed to score a third goal for Aston Villa now. And Ted Smith is never going to play for Lincoln City ever again with that kind of performance. He's literally... It's not the first time he's done it as well. I'm sure in the first episode, or maybe the second episode, we played a game with Ted Smith, and he did the exact same thing. So if I'm being honest with you here, I don't want him playing in my side. I mean, simple as. George Byers has picked up a knock there as well. We'll take him off just as a precaution. We'll bring on... it has to be Conor McGeehan, I think. I thought Liam Walsh was on the bench, but I did take him off. I do remember that now. That's a bit of a bad idea from me, because he is one of the best midfielders we've got. We need to start playing him a little bit more, actually. Perhaps we do drop Gray Gardner. I know I've promised him more game time. I promised Ted Smith more game time. That's why we're playing him. But clearly that's not worked out. He's not going to play for us again if he's making mistakes like that. He can't be making those kind of mistakes at championship level. And then, of course, if Gardner isn't really all that good, as Calvert-Lewin comes through to make it, nearly makes it 4 actually. He hasn't, but he came pretty close to it there. And I'm not sure if you can hear some scratching in the background. It's ridiculously loud. I'm dog sitting at the moment, and my dog is very greedy. She's had a tea, but she's scratching out the cupboards or the fridge, and it's frustrating because I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. I'm getting annoyed at my dog. She scratches at the cupboards, but the cupboards at her level are all just things like crockery and pans and things like that. So do excuse me while I just sort the dog out. I'm not sure if you can see her. She's down here. She's now going to help me manage instead, because I mean she might have more of a clue than I do at what to do with this. Willow, tactically, the dog's Willow. Willow is the dog, by the way, I should say, before anything else. I'm just shouting Willow for no reason. What do we do, Willow? Can you give it like a magic sign? You're looking that way, so that means Marcus Barnes, I reckon. If you like, your nose is going that way. Marcus Barnes has to come on for Big T, I think. Well done, Willow. Anything else at all, Willow? No, I think we're okay. Marcus Barnes is going to come on then. That's the change we'll make. On comes Barnes then, Big T off. If we score a hat-trick now, Willow, you're my new assistant manager. I'd also like to point out, literally every home game now, our attendances are maxed out, which is making me think I need to start asking for a new stadium. But I want to hold off for as long as possible, because if we ask for one now, they'll build a new one for like 20,000 maybe. And I think if we wait until 1 or 2 years in the Premier League, perhaps we'll get a bigger one. Because I've had a 44,000 seater one with Lincoln once before. That was in FM12, I think, which I think is the biggest one I've ever had. I'm sure I had like a 30,000 one before. I've had like 25,000. I've had such a range, but the bigger the better. Obviously, Charles Lee literally has the best chance of our game, and it's literally a shot straight at the goalkeeper. So that's poor from us. As I was saying though, stadium is something that I'm going to start thinking about because we need the extra revenue and things like that. So it's on my mind. It is on my mind now. And there we go. Lincoln 0, Aston Villa 3. Willow, you were no help at all. I know you said bring Barnes on, but he didn't really do much, so you're sacked. Assertively then, I'm not happy with the performance out there. Some players seem motivated. Ted Smith, he didn't care. He's not going to play again, so it doesn't matter too much, does it? Frustrating, really. Frustrating. I'd also like to ask your opinion on Cream Egg Twisted. I've got a box of heroes here. I'll give him those. Cream Egg Twisted. What are your opinions? It's been years since they came out, but I'm still undecided on them. How much I really like them. So today, if you're going to leave any comment at all, just let me know what you think of these. I'd really appreciate that, actually. It's just not as good as an actual cream egg. It's just not as good. Someone was also asking in the comments yesterday about, because I said I get a lot of players on trial. This is what I mean. When my scout meetings come about, at the end of them, so many players come up on trial. I've had this guy before, that's why he's got a 45 rating, so we'll just discard him because we don't care. But the next few players, he's actually a guy from Kaiser Chiefs, so we'll ignore him and him. This is not helping my point, really, actually, as I come forward now. Essentially, like there's two guys here. Daniel Langley, let's offer him a trial. Jordan Brown, offer a trial. Sometimes there's two, sometimes there's about 10. So that's how I get loads of players in on trial. Dicky also wants to talk about leaving the club. I'm absolutely fine to let him go because he's rubbish. He's not cut out for this level. It's time he moved on for the good of your career. He seems happy. I seem happy about that. Let's offer him out to clubs as well. January comes up soon, so let's try and offer him now and see if we can get him off pretty quickly. He's valued at £40,000, so we'll sell him for 30. That seems fair to me. And there we go. County have come in for £22,000 for Rob Dickey. £95 a week on my end for paying his wages for the rest of the season. I mean, let's just let him go, it's fine. Right then, a very different lineup for the game against Reading then. We had to change something around. So let's change system completely and almost a different 11 as well. Lumley comes into goal today. Fry is there. Howkins and Bostwick are still there. And Roberts is there as well. A new midfield three though of Walsh, Tarth and Schoffer. A name that I still can't really pronounce and I can't think of a good nickname for him. So please do leave comments down below. Coyle is there as well in the CDM role. Fosu on that left hand side. And Aribi, who we're going to give a nickname to now, which I think is quite funny. I need to find a comment actually to explain it to you properly. So in the comments on episode 1 of this, it's taken a little while for me to get around to actually. I do apologise for that. But Gornash Fire, he said that we should nickname this guy Prince Harry. But we didn't leave any context. I was like, why do we call him that? So then he said, without my train of thought, it may seem weird. So Aribi, which I think is the way you pronounce it, but I could be completely butchering that, is unpronounceable. Too many I's and Y's. So I just dubbed him Ari. You know, just get, I don't know why I'm pointing at it. Just get the first bit of Aribi and just have it Harry. But then, because Harry is in the news quite a lot and Harry Potter doesn't really make much sense, why not have him as Prince Harry? Because he's our little prince, essentially. He's going to be a little prince on the wing, which I think is fantastic. You know, I think that's dead funny. And the amount of thought that's gone into that is amazing. So we're going to set a nickname for him now. Prince Harry is going to be the little prince of Lincoln. And he's going to set the world alight. He's already doing pretty well so far this season, actually. I say that, 0 goals, 5 assists. It's still not bad, though. It's still not bad. So Prince Harry is going to be our knight in shining armour. Right, kick-off then against Reading. A huge game this. Reading sitting below us in the table, I think. I think only just. Let me just double-check now. We're sitting 17th. They're sitting 18th. The point between us now. So we need to pick up the win today. It's a huge game because Reading obviously are a team that we could be in a relegation battle with come the end of the season. So the better result we get against them now, the better it will be at the end of the season. However, they have the first highlight of the game. A long throw into the area. It's cleared out to their man. Popper now on the ball, shoots. And Lumley's not even doing any better than Ted Smith. I mean, it was a good goal. The highlights, commentary down there is saying how amazing it was. So I guess Lumley had no chance. But now we've got a chance at the other end of the pitch. Fletcher now on the ball. Puts inside, gets his shot away, Keeper saved it, but absolute determination from there to get back in there. Runs in, collects up the loose ball and puts it in the back of the net, making it 1-1 again. So it puts us back into 16th. If he can do that again, that would be fantastic, actually, because we need to get a few more goals out of him. He's our top goal scorer now. That's his 11th of the season, I think, which is good going for him, I think, actually, especially considering where we are on the table. So he must be one of the top goal scorers in the league, I reckon. Walsh's corner now, coming in, onto the head of Howkins, down to Prince Harry! Prince Harry, on his rebirth, has... I say rebirth, it's just his name changed, basically. We've given him a nickname. But proving that he's our knight in shining armour, and he's a little Prince of Lincoln. I mean, I'm going to laugh every time I say that name now. I think it's brilliant. Walsh now, into Howkins. Tarfashoffer. I mean, I've said his name differently every single time. He came very close there. We're getting some good chances now. If we can keep making chances and capitalising on them like we have these first two chances, then I think we could be in a high-scoring game today. Their free kick though has been clear, but only as far as Stephen, who can play it back out to this guy that I can't pronounce. Brunt back to Stephen, into Tony Martinez, who nearly equalises. It's a very interesting game, much different to the last game where actually we got dominated and it was very interesting for their fans, but not quite for our fans. This game though is much more interesting for our fans as Fletcher now coming forward, beats so many men, has a shot, and the keeper just about gets there. This is highlight central, this game so far. Corner now coming in, but I don't think anything's going to come from it. Walsh swinging out towards Howkins, onto the head of Howkins. He nearly put it onto Bostwick. I think Bostwick's picked up an injury, and he's not. He's moving again now. But that was close to making it 3-1. Popper on the ball for Reading now as they start to come forward, getting past their man. They've played it back into a bit more space. They're just trying to pass the ball around nicely now. If we can just hold them at bay, keep the marking tight, that would be okay. That is not tight marking. That is not tight marking at all, and... I mean, I reckon that must be a nickname. I mean, that's an interesting name. I've not nicknamed that, obviously, but it feels like it should be a nickname. It doesn't matter, though, because they have just equalised. I'll try to gloss over that, but there's no dancing around it. We have just been pegged back. So, half-time. We have been the team slightly on top, I think. And we'll say it to the boys at half-time. It's motivated a few of them out there, which is nice to see. I think we can keep going in the second half and grab a win. If we lose this game, I think we've missed out on points here. I really think we could get points from this. I think we have played well. We played better. If we're not getting 3 points today, I'm actually gonna be cross if we don't get 3 points. I think now at this stage of the game. Williams though cuts inside, and we're not getting 3 points as things stand because Tony Martinez has just made it 3-2 to Reading. So, what to do? What to do? It's one of these situations now where I'm really unsure of what is the best case to do. We can go to attacking because we sit on counter and structured, and it does work in a lot of these games. When we go more attacking, it doesn't really particularly work very well for us. But maybe this stage of the game, it's something that we need to look at just to try and change things up. Substitute wise, despite getting goals, Fletcher and Harry have not played particularly well. Prince Harry is going to stay on the pitch, but we haven't got a striker. I've changed the subs around again because we changed formation. I've got another striker on the bench, and we don't have any more wingers. These are like literally the only two wingers at the club, which is an issue. Coyle has not played well though, so he can come off. We'll bring on Charlesley then as that attacking midfielder. Hopefully he can do something for us. At the back, Bostwick played very poorly, so we'll bring House on. He is the best defender we've got, so we need to start giving him a bit more game time. I know he's not played well recently, but that form has to turn around at some point, surely. Let's work the ball into the box a little bit more. Let's not exploit the flanks. Just do anything. Be more expressive. High tempo. That's what we're going to do for this next 10 minutes or so. It may work, may not work. We've got to take these risks. Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to pay off. I can't believe we've lost this game. I mean, if we grab an equaliser now, I'll be happy. I mean, I'll take the draw, but we've lost the ball now. And now Reading can come forward. Although Howkins makes a nice interception. And Fosu, who's not done anything at all this game, can come forward. Fletcher's been put forward. And Fletcher has got a last-minute equaliser for us. Thankfully, those little tactical changes we made must have made a difference. It's put us back up to 17th of all places. I mean, that's not that great, is it? But Charles has got a knock. He's injured. Byers has to come on for him just for these last 30 seconds. In fact, with 30 seconds over at the end of the game, I swear to God, if they score a goal now, they won't. 3-3. Okay, considering how late we left it and what it was looking like, I'm happy with that draw, but I am disappointed not to get the win there. That was a very winnable game. A game we needed to win, really, to because we're going to be in a relegation battle at this rate if we don't pick up wins against teams around us. Where does that leave us in the table then? It leaves us 17th, I think, as we saw a second ago. Let me just try and get it up. I need to move my camera because I'm down here in this corner behind all the teams that you need to see. So I'm moving myself over to this side in future episodes. But we're currently sitting 17th on 24 points. Currently 6 points clear of Ipswich in 22nd now. So 6 points, not an awful lot. I know we were 7, I said that was fine earlier on, but I have now realised that's actually not a lot at all. 2 wins, 2 losses, we could be down there essentially, which isn't great. We've not got a great run of fixtures coming forward as well, I don't think. Barnsley in 7th, Preston in 4th, Norwich in 6th. We then got Arsenal in the FA Cup, which we'll just lose, so I don't think I'm going to show you that. But saying that, it could get a lot of views because we did play Arsenal in real life last season in the FA Cup. So if I try and do that, that could get views. I don't know. Portsmouth, QPR, Cardiff and Swansea. That could be an interesting game. That could be a Welsh episode, couldn't it? But I think, maybe Cardiff and Swansea is next episode. I think Cardiff and Swansea sounds decent to me. I'm happy to do Cardiff and Swansea. I would ask you, but I miss will go up, and I've probably recorded the next episode anyway. So you don't have a say in this. Sorry about that. Cardiff and Swansea are the next games coming up in this series. It comes to the second half of the season now, and we'll have to start getting some good results. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. Make sure you do drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll see you next time for more Lincoln Loco action.